Here we are for part 2.
Yeah, Glenn's had an injection.
We had a bit of a laugh in the break, and we actually said the camera should be on in the break. People, you'd enjoy it more, and I'm sure you would. Part 2 of the last 5 races, guys.
Yeah.
And
Liverpool City Cup it is. $2.50 Chetwood back from Melbourne.
what is Chetwood?
$5 McCreary, $7 Big Money, $8.50 Snippets Land, $12 Labaz, $17 Arod, $18 New Tipperary, 21 Tester Shadow, 61 the bottom. And obviously Chetwood is our designated leader. Labaz could be nuisance value, although he's coming back from the 1400 of the Weight for Age race. Tester Shadow Posse's up.
It's not inspiring, is it?
Arod's there. Look, what could be inspiring is that Chetwood could actually face an unsympathetic scenario tomorrow, even despite the fact that he controls the race. You never actually control from gate 2. You control from gate 8, you don't control from gate 2.
Great point.
So he just could be finding a sticky situation on a track that's, you know, maybe a bit messy and not really, it's not that flat Rose Hill that we saw him like Jay McDonald dominate from gate 1.
Well,
Remember that?
We have talked about him as being a flat track bully. Is that his go or not? Does he have more than that? No?
Well, okay, let's talk about his run first up in Melbourne, where he found himself in a bit of a test and he couldn't cope. I mean, they were serious horses.
Well, the excuse that's been given is that he didn't handle Moonee Valley. It's got to be a double pen for me, doesn't it? Not only is it Melbourne, but he failed as well.
Yeah, and you're comfortable with that because he is one of your horses.
I think he's a great chance, but I can't back him at the price.
All right, so still us into the winner then,
I
God.
can't find the winner.
Number 8, New Tipperary. I'm going to have something at the long odds.
Yeah, you've got to give it a try.
Yeah.
Just
It's a decent try. It's come off a win last preparation, and I'm getting to take $20 or something like that to find out whether it's ready to go. Happy to do that.
I think it's a really good tip, Book. I've had 8 looks at it. Kept thinking, can it keep up? Can it keep up? Because hits that flat spot at about with 600 to go. That might be where the winning post is. But fresh, off a trial, coming off a win, I think, and price. At the price. Yeah. At the price, I think you're onto something there.
Glenn, what are you saying about Chetwood?
I thought it'd go straight to the lead. I thought it'd control, and I thought it would win because I thought they were all non-chasers.
Yeah. Well, that's, it's not an unreasonable scenario.
Yeah.
What about? Well, let's talk about McCreary then, who is a good horse.
Yeah, he's a good horse. He's a real good horse. 1300.
H. Bowman.
H. Bowman. There he is.
Okay, what about the seasoned horse?
Who's the seasoned horse?
It's Go Robert. Go Robert. Like Big Money is like at the peak of his game. It's not a great game.
He's 5th up tomorrow.
He's like he's there with.
He's drawn hell.
He hasn't, because the fact is that Chetwood will probably go through and just like clear that lane for him.
Chetwood. So he goes in, and he just moves off.
Well, the thing is that we saw at the last normal rail that the fence was surprisingly good. It was almost the best ground, and I don't know why that is. But having seen that, I'm prepared to speculate there's a chance it'll be like that tomorrow.
What about the 1300 metres for Big Money?
That's like the end of it. That's like there. I mean, he's not the $2.50 favourite, so I don't think we have to talk about 1300.
Yeah, I think the way to bet in the race is you back the favourite or you don't. Or if you want to have a bet in the race, you back Gord's horse in the place at about $4. I reckon you're right, Gord. This horse will finish off. So will McCreary. Big Money, I just said they're all just numbers now.
I know they are. I'm just saying that this horse, you've got horses coming back.
And the bottom one can run a race in a wet track.
What about Tester Shadow, who's coming back from a mile?
Yeah, that's
right. He had the problem of going up the Gold Coast. Everything fails off the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Freshen up back from the mile. You must be looking at him for surely.
I was looking at him to back the place.
That's the Liverpool City Cup, and now we've got most delicious surround stakes I've ever seen. Because
but just before we start, guys, I've got to warn the punters out there. If you take Global Glamour in the first leg of the quaddie into Winx in the second leg of the quaddie, you've got to go back to the tab to put some more money in just to keep your quaddie ticket live, because you'll actually still be below the $1 unit invested after the takeout. So the tab hasn't told you about that, so remember that's very important information.
$2.70 Global Glamour, $4.20 the Resumer Oh My Sword, $5.50 Fox Play, $12 the Kiwi La Bella Diosa, sorry I missed $9 Sprite, $19 Cezanne, and then out to 31 Pumpkin Pie, who turns up here. Now look, the beauty of this race is that everything PR'd the other day.
Yeah.
And they all get circumstances tomorrow which aren't that. Like
Right.
Global Glamour had the leaders barrier,
Right, goes to inside.
right? Fox Play had the race beautifully set up for her.
Right.
Sprite, I think, ditto.
Yep.
And is there... look, French Fern went well and Louboutin went well and Zenalicious was a forgive run, whatever, but they're out of the market. The point being that the chances from the other day all had the race run to suit.
Okay. So we're going with Mounting Yard Mail and who,
No,
who
well,
had the most
let's talk about Oh My Sword, who is first up over 1400. And you know, Chris has been messing around, and did she have a setback? And what what is going on there? I think she had an exhibition gallop the other day.
Yeah.
Last time, first up, she won by 3.5 lengths in that Silver Shadow. It's just a classy horse.
Yeah, and then she was hard in the mark in the Golden Rose. So look, I mean,
I was with Sprite.
Well, it's the one that had the most improvement from Mounting Yard. Like, he paraded like a little...
so what's his target? What's her target, Sprite? Where's she going? She's up to 1400 now for the first time. Is she going to be going back in distance from here, or?
I would say back in distance from here. She's a 1200 metre horse. But she can get 1400 tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. It's like a, she's probably as you mentioned, she has the most improvement and was the least flattered.
Doesn't Josh Parr just go barrier 2? That's it.
Yeah, he does, but I mean, like everything, he had rock solid conditions to absolute suit the other day, other than the fact that he went back to the inside. Coming off that monster run Gold Coast, just have a look at when this horse is drawn inside, how it's gone.
Well, now I'm really confused, Mark. So
what price are we going to get Global Glamour? I mean, if the market's going to think like you are, Mark, I'm going to end up backing Global Glamour because we get to a backable price.
I'd say $3.
Yeah, $3. $3.
Oh, that's a bet for me. Yeah.
Look, I just think what I'm trying to say about this race is that it's a bit of a pineapple,
Right.
or I've turned it into a pineapple.
You've certainly made them turn me into a pineapple listening to this race.
And nobody's mentioning Fox Play. Never runs a bad race, pretty much.
Yeah, and look, Randwick. How good is she at Randwick?
How good is she, full stop? Isn't she well drawn in barrier 10 compared to the other day?
Well, she's not. She's lost Huey.
Yes, Timmy.
She's got Tommy.
I call him Timmy.
Timmy Berry, of course.
Timmy Berry. Not literally Timmy Clark. Timmy Berry.
Yeah, look, I just think nothing wrong with Fox Play, other than the fact that she was perfectly suited the other day. No, she might. I just, I've got a fear that she's
after the race. I hope I'm saying to you, Mark, well done.
When I tipped the left field pen job La Bella Diosa.
You're tipping it?
Well, I've marked $14, but it just seems like
got a feel.
Yeah.
Well, I've got no feel for
it's only got South Island, New Zealand form, but
$3 number one.
I might end up
Sprite.
backing 4 horses and
Miss the winner.
and I'll only be making probably 20% on turnover. So I think maybe a no bet race.
33. Make it 66 and put it on Mark's tip. Let's get to Winx. It looks exciting.
yeah, $1.13 Winx.
Make sure you come out tomorrow, punters. This is the best horse I've ever seen. It's the best horse in the world.
$8.50 Hartnell, $19 Endless Drama.
No. Well, have you ever seen a $600,000 race where Waller gets to barrier trial 7 horses?
It's fantastic, isn't
It's
it?
just outstanding, isn't it?
So, what runs fourth? Isn't that we don't talk about the race other than
918.
Yeah. What runs fourth?
918 I wrote down. Jeez, I'm not a bad judge, am I? Will it be shorter than $1.14 tomorrow, Winx? This looks an easier race than the other day, Fred.
Well, except that the lure isn't quite there as it was the other day. At
I'll say
1400.
fourth is O'Shea, Magic Hurricane. It or Who Shot the Barman, who can throw in a good one fresh.
Are you going to blonk your trifecta?
No, I'm not doing it right.
We have some Gary Harley numbers from Glenn, please.
Yeah, no, I'm not blocking the trifecta after last week's tobacco, especially after we saw
I tell you what, what reward you get after that last week. You get to eat the sandwiches. You get plenty of sandwiches.
Oh,
tomorrow.
Gary, does he?
Gary loves the sandwiches.
Oh, you gotta
love G Harley, actually.
you gotta love them all there in Sky. They're just
They
so...
talk about food a lot, don't they?
Harley.
They're all talking about sneaking in and getting pies and stuff like that. They're obsessed with free food.
I'm obsessed with breakfast. I'm obsessed with the beach.
Right, let's talk.
Yes.
Let's talk about the Guy Walter, which is $3.30 Dixie
Oh,
Blossoms.
so we've just brushed Winx completely, have we?
What are we going to talk about? What are you going to say?
Should be hard to beat. I'm going to get 20,000 out of it.
Like, that's the exhibition gallop for the day.
It is just terrifying, that race. How does he get 6 runners in the race and one of them? How do you have like the $1.14 chance of 5 of your combatants as stablemates? Like, honestly, it's hilarious. Oh, make sure you take a quad into our punters.
Right, $3.30 Dixie Blossoms, $3.80 with a good jockey change, I think. $3.80 Danish Twist, $4.60 First Seal, who doesn't get Bishin because he's in Melbourne. $8.50 Flippant, $16 Zanbar, $9 Shillelagh I missed, $17 Happy Hannah, long odds the other 2. Not much happening here. C Brown just finds himself in front. On Flippant, First Seal is in attendance, and the others are, I don't know, just lining up across the track.
I'm telling
It's
you
like,
now, if Flippant finds himself in front uncontested for the first 600, which it looks like it will, you want to be on it at $8 here.
God, yeah, marked at $4.80.
You want to be on it big. Because if he gets control here tomorrow, there's a little bit of non-chase in all of these horses all of a sudden. You got good or bad Glenn on Danish, who we saw him yesterday at Wyong and
Yeah,
something
gate
at
one.
Evans.
He's drawn the gate to show his wares here.
What I mean, yesterday's gate one.
Yeah, yesterday he drew gate inside on the shorty that got beat.
Yeah, no, but he's a tricky rider. I mean, he's so talented, but so tricky. God, he's a champion. Annoys me.
I love the trial of #1 First Seal. Oh, it's
Which trial did you love, Gord?
the 1200 metre one.
What about the fact that they ran 50
terrible
seconds
time.
slower than
you
the
see, it was
the
just
other?
completely cuddled.
I'm
and
looking
then
for that gay horse. that-
Completely cuddled and then took a gap late and looked very impressive. Strong through the line.
She
Blah, blah,
seems generous odds. I want to frame the race in saying that the Zestful race is not the lead up. The other race is the better race. The
In her time.
in her time race, yeah. The Zestful race to me is yucky, and Dixie Blossoms I'm hard against here because I think that was just a.
Well, I was sort of potting her on the previous show that day. Remember, Dixie Blossoms said it's just Ronnie not finding the line. It's a bit like that race too.
Yes.
All right. So what's everyone tipping here, guys? What are you tipping, Mark? I'm tipping Flippant to beat First Seal.
Oh, what about the trial at Zambar?
And I thought he could run a place with a Guy Walter connection as well.
Is it long odds?
$16. Zanbar ran a race, her best race, actually best lifetime race in this race last year when Solicit on the 6 metre rail. Remember that day they didn't
Kathy
didn't
on
water
that
the track?
day?
Yeah. Kathy on.
Kathy on too.
Yeah, she just charged the line from where you just couldn't make up ground that day. It was the day they had the southerly behind them, the 6 metre rail. They had a storm the week before, so they didn't water at all, and the track was rock hard. Anyway, that was this race last year, and she can run a race again. I do agree with that.
First Seal on top, but I like your guys thinking on 6 Flipping and Zambar as a roughie.
Nothing wrong with Brown in front. Brown in front does a good job. I think Brown's since he's come back to Australia. I think you've got to agree
He's overperforming.
he's overperforming for sure. He's doing a really good job.
And what do we want to say about Danish Twist, who has been she got a reputation about 9 months when she won the country championships, and then she went to Hawkesbury, and then she won the Dunes. She won at Scone. She won the Dune Stakes. It was like Danish Twist. She's the new You Beauty. Has she lost away a bit since then?
Touch.
She's the one in the market that I'm slightly against.
I'm more against Dixie with you, Mark. I think the Zestful race is poopy.
Right, and then we really come to a real puppy race.
The nightcap.
Which has lost any number of runners. We're down to a field of 7 because Machine Gun Jubs is not running.
Oh, bullshit, isn't it?
It's just crazy. $2.60 Your Way, $5.50 Denper, $5.50 Lofty's Menu off the long spell, $6.50 Zara Bay, $10 Mersu, 15 Kadiro, 17 Grand Punto, who won't be 17 if the track is wet.
Fucking hell, if Global Glamour and fucking Your Way, this quaddy could pay under $20 tomorrow with a $100,000 jacket.
She does look ridiculously.
Yes.
She does look ridiculously hard to beat, doesn't she? Your Way.
She's
Just like
flying.
moral.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing I will say is that what did occur to me all of a sudden was that Mersu has an uncontested lead here. Like we haven't seen him in that situation for a long time. Like he was in amongst horses, like getting tightened the other day. Tomorrow he's like, here I am, come and get me, lady.
Yeah, you know, I did back him last start or the start before, and it's just not shown me
He hasn't
enough
done much
since that 62 days off.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that he has not seen the bunny.
Yeah.
He hasn't seen the bunny, and your way looks a complete moral in this race, which is always a worry. You just hate that sort of, because it was a good win the other day, but she was suited.
Well, I've heard people say PR, but
No, she was getting checked. It wasn't
yeah,
PR.
there was a slight
PR.
check, and then how dominant was she?
I know, but these dominant things, it's a bit like classic uniform. You know, when things look right and they win by, you know, however far, it's like, is that the actual horse or not?
I think the danger is number 5, Lofty's Menu.
What the Goulburn trial was very fast. You got some intelligence there, Gord?
He loves the horse. I know that. Oh well, yeah, I do
horse.
love the horse, and this is just the stats ticking all over the shop.
What, first up at Canberra, first up at Newcastle?
First up, 4 starts for 4 wins.
Yeah, but they're all country.
Yeah, I know, okay, but it is stats, soft track, which it will be at this stage. 4 starts for 2 wins and a second. It's just the trial at Goulburn was fine, and it doesn't have really much to beat.
Well, it's got itself to beat, I think. Because, you know, you look at his city runs, and we've got $8 behind High Midnight at Rose Hill. We've got $3.50, sorry, we've got $17 behind Gamblestown at Rose Hill.
Can we just go over?
We've got $5 at Midweek Warwick Farm behind Freeze the Chargers. He's got no Saturdays.
Okay, last 2 races, last preparation, came second to High Midnight. Okay, well, there's nothing wrong with that. And then 4 lengths off Clearly Innocent. There's nothing wrong with that either in the country championship. That's clearly city form, even though you might count it as a country championship. That's city class.
I'm counting
form.
it as a country championship, exactly.
Yeah.
I gotta say, this has been the quickest preview we've ever done, because some races is just.
It's a bit ho hum.
We need the rain. We need the rain to come.
It's a bit ho hum. All right. Well, let's just. Have you had a look at the Blue Diamond at all?
I wouldn't know, Ronnie.
What are the Sydney horses? Taking aim?
Taking aim and Pariah. So Snowden's down there.
It's great when you do Melbourne pen job for me in Melbourne, because there's nothing to run. He's got pen.
Right. Well, okay. So Dicko says a wide race, but he's backing Jukebox and Property. He thinks they'll both shorten and expect 4, 12 and 13 to slightly drift.
I'm going to back 2 horses in the race, which are Taking Aim, obviously, and Catchy.
Well, apparently they bet $41 Taking Aim earlier in the week, which seems...
Who bets these prices? I get so sick of hearing all this shit. Timmy Martin trained a winner on fucking Wednesday.
Mate, it was, honest to God, at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, it was $14.
But you can't get on.
At 9 o'clock on Wednesday, when you can get on, it was $8.50.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's say $8.50.
But listen to this fucking caller talk
320.
about, the biggest plunge, $26. No one can get on. I bet before 9 o'clock,
Yeah, okay, you can't get on before 9 o'clock.
$2.08 on
But
there.
what can you get on after 9 o'clock, Gord?
Win 2,000, win
2,000.
Yeah,
No problem.
win 2,000 with a bookie.
Yeah, but then you put it on with 5 bookies.
Yeah,
and
so
you're
you
on
can
for
get on to win
10,000.
10,000.
By the way, obviously they're not all the top odds, but you just take them all anyway.
Well,
if
it's
you
you
think
do
you're
a
right.
you do a Kingsley, which is I'm just going to back with every bookie. I don't care what price they are.
And then
Well, that's a good way to punt. You don't care what price they are.
Well, like the thing is,
It's already right.
Thing is,
Well,
if
you're right.
you're going to
No,
make a
no,
horse
no.
start $4 from $8, you're not going to care whether you take $8 or $7. If the bookie's $7 and he thinks he's protected, he's not.
it's definitely the way to go.
I suppose I used to do the same thing up in the bush when Hillary Cohen would put up Gary Clark's markets, and all the bookies would go up $5.50, and Hillary Cohen put up $4.60. I started Hillary first. He used to go off his nuts. I'd go at 1,000 on number 3, please, Hill. That was pretty funny. And then Gary, it would win, and Gary.
They hate it, don't they?
Gary would think it was a good result for Hillary, and he goes, Hillary go, I had a bad result on that. The old Glenn, and Hillary go, I told you to put it up unders. He goes, I did.
All right. What about one of your races, Clem? The Oakley Plate.
I wouldn't
The
know who's
Oakley
in.
Plate's on tomorrow, and I
Don't know
think
who's in, mate. I don't. How can you?
Extreme
I don't know
Choice
from Wild.
is the TRB pick. Daniel at the function last night was very bullish about Extreme Choice.
That's a very good horse. It's supposed to be a great chance. Is Spieth in the race?
No, he ran last week.
Well, can't you run 2 weeks in a row?
Has Dicko tipped something? Or?
No, Dicko has only spoken about the Blue Diamond.
Okay.
What do you mean is it ran last week? It's not like it ran yesterday. Horses used to run Saturday to Saturday. Remember Manicato and
Yeah, but
everybody
generally they go lightning to the Newmarket,
Yeah, I know.
which is actually a bit pooey. It's 1,000 to 1,200. But Caulfield doesn't fit in either. At 1,100 around Caulfield doesn't fit that.
This
pattern
horse
either.
we got shares in, which there's still a little bit left there with Chris. Well, we should make a rule. It just runs every Saturday. We have to break the mold. We have to change the way Chris leaves things.
we run it until the stewards give us a fine
Yeah.
for running it too often.
Or have a little talk to us.
Yeah,
and then we'll have the talk with the cameras on.
Yeah.
And we'll get to the bottom of Rachel Hunt getting a $400 fine. I've got a lot of issues with stewards this week.
All right, so
Specials.
well, some sort of play.
My play is most exalted at $6 this afternoon. Get on before I do.
Gordo?
Nothing.
Nothing. Gordo's got
Can't you give him something?
He's got,
Winx? Give him something. If I play a box, this is a big jackpot tomorrow, punters. If I play a box, I might take 2 legs in the first, away from Global Glamour now, into Winx, into Flip It and First Seal, into the last favourite, Your Way. If I take a $200 or $300 quaddy, we need to tweet that, because if the first leg gets up, you know Winx will get beat. The way I run. So if I did,
It's all turned since the protest win. Haven't you noticed the momentum shift? You just
I love that photo.
up you go. I really like the trial of race 3, number 11, Songlike. So I think that'll run a great race.
okay. Poor old Gord, he's had to go against any number of pearls tomorrow. Like, he's trying to tip Victorian horses, he's tipping unraced horses in the 2-year-old. It's like, we'll probably get a lot of
if he's tipping
a lot
pen
of
jobs, he needs a blow job.
feedback. What I am
Something wrong
tipping,
with you,
what I am tipping is the exacta in the last. It's 8 from 1
Your Way.
from Merceau.
Gary Harley again. What's going on? You guys are gluttons for punishment.
We're
aren't
loving
you?
it. Anyway, keep sending the emails to the Racing Rant on Monday. Bag us, whatever you like. We'll read them all out. We'll have plenty to talk about. It'll be a great weekend. Come out. The HSC's putting on a great thing. I heard the ads on the radio about the 6 meetings for $30 through Ticket Tech. Like, just unbelievably great work by the ATC, and take the opportunity, go out and buy that brief. And if you don't want to go to all 6 meetings, go 1 meeting on, 1 meeting off, and send your brother out, or your cousin, or your, I don't know, what's the politically correct, your partner, whether it be male or female, either. Wow.
Well, you're making the money back for just going 1 day, aren't you?
It's just an
Outstanding
outstanding offer.
deal. Get more people out there.
Unbelievable.
And give them a free bet in the ring for the bookmakers as well, so that they can get in there and have a bet.
Make kids over 12 start betting at school, because
That's when you start.
Of course it is.
All right, that's the show today. We'll be back on Monday, hopefully, with some good stories to tell.
See ya.